This is the most important YouTube video to some of you. Welcome to the results video for my 5th Mario Kart and Minecraft competition. This competition has seen 14 incredible and amazing creations, and firstly, I just want to thank these creators for putting in so much blood, sweat, and tears into making this happen. And even if you just watched along to vote in the forum, I appreciate your feedback into making this results video actually happen too. It's been such a fantastic experience once again. We laughed, we got a little angry, and we celebrated the community once again. However, it's time to get into the results. Now, this is where people really get angry and really get happy. Let's close off Comp 5 with a bang. Coming in at number 14 with a score of 3.19 out of 10 is, and it's so unfortunate that this got robbed, but it's GCN Test Park by Jaden64. And already these results are rigged. The track we were all rooting for ended up placing last. Thank you to the 4 people who voted a 10. You're a light in a world of darkness. Jaden64 is the only creator who has submitted to every competition so far, and this might have been his best showing yet. It's a big improvement from his Delfino Square remake in my opinion. Anyway, let's talk about the track itself. GCN Test Park is a theme swap of Royal Feast by Avercard from the previous competition. I know, I should have disqualified it because it technically didn't meet the rules, but hey, the course was just too good to remove. And just like Royal Feast, Test Park truly shows how much you can do with an oval. It doesn't even feel like one at all, which speaks on Jaden64's impressive building capabilities. My favorite addition has to be the different colored sides, with the red and blue contrast reminding me of Sonic and Amy from Sonic the Hedgehog respectively. Once again, I'm sorry Jaden, you were robbed of the first place you deserved. Coming in at number 13 with a score of 3.89 out of 10 is A Dusty Trip by Foxy Ninja and Nathan's Better 22. This is the first submission from both of these two new creators in a competition, and it's a nice start. A Dusty Trip is an interesting theme swap of SNES Mario Circuit 2, set on a deserted highway with broken down cars. But there's a catch, it's based on a Roblox game. So I decided to try the game out, which is also called A Dusty Trip, in order to get the best impression of the course. So you're telling me an 8-year-old knows everything that's going on with this game and I'm the one who's confused? Well then, it's unfortunate that a track that's actually fun to play and polished placed this low, but you'll soon see that this is just the nature of this competition. All the tracks had so much care put into them, but someone had to come out at the bottom. Great work Foxy Ninja and Nathan's Better 22. Coming in 12th with a score of 4.03 out of 10 is Toad's Ice Cream Factory by Banana Split. I absolutely adore the concept of this track. Each room in the original Toad's Factory has been refurbished to resemble a step in making an ice cream sundae. I love how the red and green conveyors have been replaced with cherry and pistachio, and how the Banana Split room pays homage to the creator and the legend himself, Banana Split. Keep in mind that this is his first submission to a competition, so I think it's great for what it is. Even though this was the second smallest track in the competition, besides, well, what do you think, GCN Test Park, I think its pure creativity made it place slightly higher. Also, is that orange sorbet? Whoa, okay, sorry. Anyways, great track Banana Split. Please submit to the next competition, we all love you. Coming in at number 11 with a score of 5.39 out of 10 is Perilous Mineshaft by Whisper is Here. This is one of the tracks that might be the least recognizable in the whole competition, because this is a theme swap of GBA Bowser Castle 1. Hard to believe at first, but I double checked and it is in fact the same layout. Whisper is another new creator to these competitions, and this is for sure a great start. Perilous Mineshaft is the only submission in the history of my competitions to be built around a default world. I like how Whisper incorporated the Mesa biome into the track to make it feel that much more immersive. The recreation of the N64 train at the beginning is stunning as well. Although, is that a missing block? Just kidding, you didn't see that. Anyways, great job Whisper, I really enjoyed this one and found it pretty underrated. Please submit again to a future competition if you have the time. Now, here's where the competition really gets tough and all the tracks scored above a 6. Coming in at number 10 with a score of 6.22 out of 10 is Grumble Glacier by Jewels SSSLT. Look man, I don't know how to say your name. Featuring Rusty Cowboy 333. And no Jewels, it is not the shader's fault. The outside still looked better with ray tracing on. Anyways, Grumble Glacier is essentially if Grumble Volcano was a Mushroom Cup track. And I think Jewels did a great job with the concept. The visuals and shortcuts are awesome. Apparently, Rusty Cowboy helped with the bulk of the terraforming, which means that he officially worked on the theme swaps of 6 tracks for one competition, and he managed to find a way to do that without breaking the rules, so kudos to him I guess. However, my favorite part of the track has to be Bob the Penguin. Just look at him living in his own world. This is how I feel while I ignore everyone commenting telling me I need to finish the Special Cup. Coming in 9th with a score of 6.65 out of 10 is GBA Ribbon Road by Puzzled8070. Here we have another submission from a new builder. I don't know much about Puzzled, in fact I thought he was an alt of Mr. Himalayas at first, but I'm impressed with his work here. Taking Ribbon Road and turning it festive isn't the most out there theme swap in this competition, but as expected it fits the track perfectly. I like how the shortcuts were kept the same, but with festive decoration all around the course, which really adds to that environment. This is also the only submission to the competition that kept its original name, which, I mean, come on, you could have been a little bit more creative with that. Just kidding. Good job Puzzled, please submit to the next competition if you're actually a real person. Alright, we've reached 8th place, and here I'm going to ask you all to please prepare yourself, grab a bag of popcorn, maybe get a friend to comfort you, because this is going to be a hard one to deal with. Coming in at number 8 is, with a score of 7.25 out of 10, and I really don't want to say this one right now, but it's Osiris Sands by Mr. Himalayas and Lunar42. In case you guys didn't know, after the previous competition, Mr. Himalayas made a video called the 9th Symphony, which was expressing his grief of coming 3rd with Haunted Halls. And so, he was preparing to make his 10th symphony after this competition. However, I feel like calling it the 8th Symphony would be a little bit more suitable. Get it, cause he came 8th? Anywho, Osiris Sands is actually a creative and inventive theme swap of 3DS Piranha Plant Slide, set in an Egyptian temple. I really like how haunted the interior feels, with its gloomy atmosphere led by the torch of the player. The outside is nice too, with the statue and the pyramid serving as nice landmarks to the course. However, as a message to Mr. Himalayas, I will prepare some self-help and therapy YouTube playlists to send your way. I know, it's difficult to cope with grief, but I know you'll make it through this. Alright guys, if you still have your friend there to comfort you, I'll ask them to come again because 7th place is also a doozy. Coming in 7th, with a score of 7.39 out of 10, is Piranha Plant Jungle by Rusty Cowboy 333. I'm telling you Rusty, I don't know what it is, but people have a vendetta against your longer tracks. Piranha Plant Jungle is a theme swap of, and prepare yourself for this, TK Summit, Maple Treeway, Rainbow Road, and Moo Moo Meadows, all from Mario Kart Wii. Oh, and keep in mind this whole track was a secret. Everyone thought it was Piranha Plant Pit, a remake of DS Test Circle, which, by the way, Piranha Plant Pit might have been the most beautiful circle I've seen in my life. I absolutely adored Piranha Plant Jungle, even if it may have dragged on a little. The underwater section honestly blew my mind. I've never seen a mechanic like this work so well in a Minecraft course of all things. Great job Rusty, I'm sorry you placed this low, but hey, you won the last competition, so I feel like it's kind of fair. And speaking of the last competition, here are some teasers for Honey High Falls. It will come soon, I promise. Coming in 6th with a score of 7.59 out of 10 is Cumulus Fortress by Benjamins. As a first showing in these competitions, this course is absolutely insane. For starters, this might be one of the best looking courses in the entire competition. I love how the cherry blossom trees contrast with the prismarine brick of the fortress itself. Also, the airship itself might be one of the best ships I've ever seen in Minecraft. One detail about the track that I found really cool that I think a lot of people missed in the showcase video are the background details, such as this blue dragon that you can see right here. I think it really helps set the atmosphere of the course as a sort of paradise and maybe inspired by Japanese mythology. Overall, this was definitely a wonderful submission, and Benjamins, you were extremely talented. I hope you submit to future competitions because this one was awesome. Coming in 5th with a score of 7.66 out of 10 is Bowser's Doomsday Machine by The White Mystery and Koopa Troopa 888. And I gotta agree with your username, I think Koopa Troopa 888 with this course. Bowser's Doomsday Machine is a theme swap of TikTok Clock, however it's much less inviting. I love how the Bowser clown car serves as a centerpiece to the course, and I also love how the gears stayed from the original and are now sort of fueling the clown car itself. The background of the track is also super cool. I love how the castle walls with the Bowser logos make it look that much more menacing. Overall, great job to both of you, The White Mystery and Koopa Troopa 888, and I find it really funny how Lunar and Mr. Himalaya's friends beat them in their own competition. Great job again. Coming in 4th place with a score of 7.95 out of 10 is, well, it's my track, it's Treasure. Let's just start off by saying that to those who didn't give it a 10, well, you'll be banned from my Discord server and soon you'll be unable to see this video. Sorry about that. Anyways, if you're still here, I'm going to be making a video shortly about this course, so I won't be talking too much about my own track, but the one thing I want to say is that I feel like this has been overrated by a pretty significant margin. I just feel like the previous few submissions have been significantly better in quality than this one. Well, maybe not Osiris Sands, but I'm talking about Piranha Plant Jungle, Cumulus Fortress, and Bowser's Doomsday Machine. But maybe that's just what happens when you're the literal owner of this channel. Anyways, although incomplete, I was still pretty proud of this course, and you'll just see a lot more coming shortly. Stay tuned for that video. And just like that, we've reached our top 3. All 3 of these courses were absolutely brilliant and each scored above an 8 out of 10. In order to keep the suspense, I will be talking about each track in alphabetical order, then reveal the results at the very end. The first of the top 3 is Aquarium Park by Nerfed at Birth and Saturnian, or Mr. L. Although these creators went initially anonymous in the showcase video, let's be real, we all knew it was them. And this course is honestly a work of art. I love how it transforms the original Koopa cape into a Sonic experience. And here's a fun fact, the Eggman voice lines in the showcase video were actually set up by command blocks and were not added in the video editing itself. This added so much to the atmosphere and it became an experience that did not even really feel like Minecraft. Now the question is, can Nerfed at Birth and Saturnian finally win a competition? Saturnian came very close in Comp 1 with Gloomy Trails, so it's a matter of time he gets a win. Incredible work to the two of you, and I think this is definitely the best duo submission in this competition. The next course in the top 3 is Big Booty Bay by the legend himself, Big Boris 16. Yeah, Boris did an absolutely phenomenal job in transforming Makawuhu into a pirate island paradise. Each section is modeled beautifully, and for some reason it's pretty reminiscent to Mojang's own style with making the Wii U Minecraft maps. I think Boris just has that building style that everybody loves. It's detailed but not too detailed, and it still has room for open spaces with absolutely beautiful scenery. I especially love this rather menacing monster in this cave section. I'm sure Taff would get scared by that. But there's so many components to this track that it's pretty hard to talk about them all. I love the village when it turns sunset, I love the massive Boris themed castle, and I love how you glide down at the very end and you just take a glimpse of that beautiful scenery and Boris's beautiful modeling. I also love how this course ends with a fireworks show. It's a great finale to such an incredible adventure. Boris has won the first ever competition on my channel with his only submission to date. If he wins again, that not only makes him the first person to ever win twice, but he would also be the only person to have all his tracks win their respective competitions, which is an absolutely incredible feat. Incredible work as always, Boris. You're gonna take over these competitions. In the final track of the top 3 is Forgotten Mall by Avercart. Just like what I said about GBA Rainbow Road a while back, I feel like the theme of Abandon is a pretty common and expected theme swap of Coconut Mall. However, it's the fact that it works perfectly and how well Avercart executed this concept that really made it place in the top 3. The ambiance of this track is mysterious, dark, and beautiful, and it's unlike something Nintendo would ever do. I especially love how throughout Forgotten Mall there are references to courses from previous competitions that place second, except for Haunted Halls because that placed third and not second. I especially love the flickering lights. I don't see redstone often used in these competitions and I feel like it should be utilized more. It can create some really cool effects. And not to mention that the modeling is extremely accurate to the original, but gives that abandoned feeling. There's also a reference to the legend himself, Taft CJ Gaming 2004, inside one of the vehicles outside. Now I want Forgotten Mall to win just for that reason alone. Avercard has only participated in one competition, which was the previous one with Royal Feast. He came second in that one, so does that mean he'll finally gain his redemption, or will he place second again, or will he place even lower than second? Well, it's time to find out. Yeah, it was a bit of a landslide this time. Congrats to Boris for winning the biggest competition on my YouTube channel. You have done it again, making yourself the only person to have ever won more than one competition. This means that Boris now has the option to choose a $30 cash prize, or he could get me to make whatever he wants in Mario Kart Wii. And knowing him, I feel like I'm gonna have to make Taft Circuit or Skibidi Speedway in a few months. But seriously, thank you all so much for watching. It has been such an honor to host this competition, and I'm just so amazed at how incredible it turned out. See you in Comp 6 this winter.